Hey there guys, PortalMaster9351 here, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the possibility of Spyro Reignited Trilogy DLC. Now the reason that this is so highly rumored to actually be a thing is due to a few Easter eggs that are hidden inside of the Reignited Trilogy, but also due to the fact that the Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy received multiple DLCs following its release. So let's talk about what this little bit of an Easter egg is in the Reignited Trilogy first that seems to hint very strongly towards some form of DLC. Well, in the very first world, in the original Spyro game, the first, Spyro the Dragon, there is, in the Artisan's homeworld, a brand new mystery door that doesn't go to anything. If you run into this door, then it appears to buckle in. It actually has an animation associated with it that was not present in the original game. The door itself, I should clarify, was not present in the original game. None of this was there. While artistic liberties have been taken with the Reignited Trilogy, this is the only example of a brand new door being straight up added to the game. That's completely new. There's nothing else like this in the entire game. So you might be wondering, what is behind the door? Right now there is nothing. Or is there? See, a user on the forum, Dark Spyro, this was also posted on Reddit, managed to clip out of bounds, go underneath the world, and saw this behind the door. What is it? It's an empty room. There's nothing there. But it is a fully modeled empty room. That's not normal. That would not normally be there. You know, if this was just an artistic, thing that they had done for this game, just a random door they had put in there, they wouldn't have modeled a full-on room behind the door. That's quite weird. Now here's the thing. There was no original planned content for Spyro the Dragon there. I already said that. It's not like this is anything that was scrapped either. There is no close to completion level for the original Spyro the Dragon that was actually cut out. See, with Crash Bandicoot's DLC, there were two levels that were added in. The first of which was Stormy Ascent. Stormy Ascent was a level that almost made it to completion. They were so close to finishing that level, but then they decided, no, it's too hard, it's too difficult, we don't have enough time, cut it out of the game. So Vicarious Visions went and actually finished the level. The death route that's present on that level is actually new content that was not present in the original version at all, but yeah, Stormy Ascent was actually in the original game's files and was just cut out. There's actually a number of Crash Bandicoot levels. There's a waterfall level, a cave level, etc. that were actually originally present in the Crash Bandicoot game that were then cut out. The second DLC for for Crash Bandicoot was Future Tense. Future Tense actually does pay homage to the aforementioned waterfall level in terms of basic level design. However, in its actuality, in the way they actually executed it, is entirely different. And so Future Tense is basically actually full-on original content that was created by Vicarious Visions for the N. Sane Trilogy. It's the only level present in the entire trilogy that was not present in the original game. So what is different about that than with Spyro? Well, there is actually scrapped content for the original worlds of Spyro the Dragon. As you know, there are many different homeworlds. There's the Artisan's homeworld, there is the Peacekeeper's homeworld, etc. Well, there were actually two scrapped homeworlds for the original Spyro the Dragon. The first of which was the Aquifer's homeworld, the second of which was the Machination homeworld that ended up eventually turning into the Nork Nexus, or Nasty's world as some people refer to it. So the Aquifer's homeworld is pretty much the only thing that was not executed or repurposed into some other form of content for the original game. But even then, the Aquifer's homeworld never really moved past the concept phase. While looking on the Spyro Wiki does reveal that there was an original design, at least in terms of aesthetic, for this homeworld, there was never actually any major progress made within the game for the Aquifer's homeworld. With that in mind, it would be very difficult for them to do the same thing they did with Crash Bandicoot for Spyro, as there is no content from the original trilogy that could be repurposed into another homeworld. Likewise, another homeworld would actually be adding about another fifth to another sixth of the content present in the original game onto Spyro the Dragon. Another homeworld would be a massive addition to the original game. I would say that more than likely, and this is especially probably probably true due to the fact that this door is present in the Artisan's homeworld. It's highly likely that if they did do some form of DLC for Spyro the Dragon, they would probably just add another level, not another homeworld, because another homeworld would be incredibly difficult to do, and plus there's no scrapped content to do. So what sort of DLC could we be looking for Spyro the Dragon? What I would wager is a brand new level design based off of the original art design of the Artisan's homeworld and the other worlds that branch off of Artisan's, but not actually anything repurposed from the original code. It looks like whatever DLC comes for Spyro the Dragon will end up just being some form of original content created by Toys for Bob, as there's nothing to repurpose that is present in the code. However, it does still, to me at least, look like there is going to be some form of DLC, especially since Spyro has sold incredibly well. It actually topped the charts over on the UK this week. It was only going to be beaten if you combine the sales of Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu into one single metric. If you split those two into their separate parts, then Spyro was actually the #1 selling game in the UK this week. With sales like that, I think that Activision/Toys for Bob would be foolish not to release some type of digital content for this game, especially considering that this only cost $40, and I feel like if there was ever a game that actually warranted additional content, it would be a game that was only $40 and still included this much content. So I definitely think that there's some strong possibilities for this DLC, and I definitely think that it will be hidden behind the door that is present in the Artisan's homeworld. Some people are just trying to say that it's just an artistic thing, they modeled the room for no reason, but honestly, I think that's just people being extremely skeptical for no good reason. There's actually, I think, in my opinion, more evidence for this being a DLC hint than for it to not be a DLC hint. That's just my opinion. But it is going to be very interesting to see what they actually choose to do for DLC, since there is no content to repurpose from the original game, unless they decided to go all in with this Aquifer's homeworld, but honestly, I don't think they would end up doing that. Anyways though, that is all I have for you guys today. Tell me down in the comments, do you think that Spyro will be receiving some form of DLC? If so, do you think it will be a repurposed version of the Aquifer's homeworld? Do you think it'll just be another level to add onto the Artisans? Do you think it'll be something different entirely? Tell me all of that down in the comments. Anyways though, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Shout out to all my patrons on Patreon, especially the Collector Creepypasta and Portal Power TV. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.